I can still hear the tires squealing before everything went black. A sharp screech, a crunch, and then a silence so heavy it pressed down on my chest. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed. My arm in a cast, legs stitched and bandaged, head pounding. Mom was there. Not holding my hand, just scrolling through her phone. "You're awake," she said flatly. "Good. You've got a lot to explain." "Explain." My voice cracked. "Mom, I got hit." She cut me off. "Police say you were speeding. Drunk maybe. They found beer cans in your car." I blinked. "What? I don't drink. You know that." Her eyes flicked up from the screen, cold and sharp. "Then how do you explain these?" She turned the phone toward me. There they were. Photos of me, blurry but recognizable, leaning against my car with a bottle in my hand. Except it wasn't me. Not really. Same jacket, same hairstyle, but the face was slightly off. My sister's smirk mirrored mine if you didn't look too closely. My stomach turned. "That's not me," I started. "Don't say it," Mom snapped. "Your sister already told me everything. She said you took her car without permission, crashed it, and now you're trying to shift the blame. Do you have any idea how embarrassed your father is?" Embarrassed? Not relieved. Not grateful I was alive. Just embarrassed. "Where's Nora?" I asked, voice trembling but trying to stay calm. "At work," Mom said curtly. "Unlike you, she has responsibilities." I tried to sit up, but pain shot through my ribs. "Mom, please listen to me." She stood, tucking her phone away. "Save it for the cops. They're deciding whether to charge you with reckless driving and property damage." Tears burned behind my eyes. It wasn't me. She switched cars with me that night. She said hers had a gas leak. Remember? Mom's mouth twisted, somewhere between pity and disgust. "You'd say anything to drag your sister down. Always have." The door clicked behind her before I could respond. I stared at the ceiling for hours, every beep of the heart monitor pounding like guilt that wasn't mine. Later, the nurse came in quietly. "You've got visitors," she said. "It's Dad and Nora." Dad's expression was a mix of irritation and fake concern. Nora looked perfect as ever. Sleek ponytail, crisp white shirt, not a hair out of place. "How's the patient?" Dad asked, like checking a broken appliance. "Hurts to breathe," I said. "Well, maybe next time you'll think before driving like a maniac," he said, shaking his head. "Dad, I didn't," I tried. Nora stepped closer, hand resting on the bed rail. Nails polished soft pink. Her signature innocent look. "I'm just glad you're okay," she said sweetly. "I was so scared when Mom called. I told the police I forgive you. I didn't want you to get in trouble." My jaw dropped. "You what?" Her eyes flicked at me, a private warning behind the smile. Dad sighed. "See? She's always the bigger person. Maybe you could learn something from her." I wanted to scream, to tear off the cast, to show them the seatbelt bruises that didn't match her car. But I knew they wouldn't look. They never did. Nora was perfect, the golden one who never raised her voice, never missed a birthday, never got caught. When they finally left, I glimpsed them through the hallway window. Mom laughing at something Nora said. Dad patting her back like she was the victim. Me? The burden who survived when maybe I shouldn't have. That night, the nurse helped me get my phone from my bag. Smashed, but one notification still glowed. A message from Nora sent just before the crash. "Try not to ruin my car this time." My blood ran cold. The next day, an officer came to take my statement. He looked uncomfortable, glancing down at his clipboard. "Your family says you were driving your sister's car, but the ownership and GPS records show it was yours." "It wasn't," I said quickly. "She switched keys with me." "Ma'am, your sister already gave her statement. She said you'd been drinking and took her car without permission." I slammed my hand on the bed rail. "She's lying. Check the traffic cameras, please." He scribbled on the page quietly. "I'll note it down." But in his eyes I saw doubt. He didn't believe me either. After he left, I stared at my reflection in the dark window. Pale, bandaged, alone. Somewhere in that silence, I realized it wasn't an accident. They hadn't just framed me. They'd buried me alive with a smile, a story, a clink of glasses. And if the only way out was through fire, I'd light the match myself. The next morning, the hospital discharged me early. Insurance wouldn't cover extended family drama. Mom came to pick me up. Not to help, but to avoid the embarrassment of her injured daughter taking the bus. She didn't ask if I was in pain. "You'll pay for the damages when you get your next paycheck," she said. "My next paycheck?" I whispered. "Mom, I can barely walk." She didn't answer. The car ride was silent except for the radio. Cheerful morning shows laughing about weekend news while my life smoldered in the background. When we pulled into the driveway, Nora was outside watering plants. She waved as if welcoming a guest. "Look who's back on her feet," she said brightly. Thank God it wasn't worse. Mom smiled that proud smile she never gave me. "You've been such a help, honey." I stepped out slowly, cast heavy and awkward. My legs screamed with every step. Nora's eyes flicked down to it, then up again, smirk sharpening just enough for me to see. Inside, Dad sat reading the paper. He looked up. "No cops, right?" "What?" I froze. "We don't need to drag this through the courts. It'll ruin Nora's life. She's got a future." "You? Well, you've always bounced back." "I didn't do anything wrong," I said, voice cracking, but I didn't care. He gave me a look that burned cold. "Don't play the victim. You already embarrassed this family once. We're not doing that again." I glanced toward the kitchen. Mom poured coffee. Nora leaned against the counter, sipping hers like a queen. It hit me. They had rehearsed this. Every line, every justification, every twist of the knife. That night, after everyone slept, I limped out to the garage. The smell of oil and dust hit me. My car sat there, wrecked and crumpled like a silent witness to everything they'd done. I kept telling myself I shouldn't have walked away. Yet there I was frozen, staring at it. The smashed headlights glared back like hollow, accusing eyes. Then my gaze shifted. The passenger seat. A faint glimmer caught my attention, a phone charm. A small silver moon. Nora's. My pulse raced. Hands shaking, I reached in and grabbed it. There it was, proof she'd been in my car, not the other way around. The next morning, I set it down on the kitchen table between her and Mom. She froze for a split second, then smiled. "Oh, I must have dropped that when you borrowed my purse last week." Mom shot me a sharp look that said, "Leave it alone." I didn't. "You know what's ironic?" I said quietly. "The traffic camera by the gas station probably recorded who was driving." I checked. "The police are reviewing it." For the first time, I saw Nora's hand twitch. Mom's voice cut like a knife. "You didn't call the police, did you?" I met her gaze. I didn't need to answer. The officer called. The timestamps didn't match her story. Dad slammed his coffee cup onto the counter. "Enough. You're not dragging this family through dirt. Do you understand me?" Nora crossed her arms. "Go ahead, call them. Think anyone will believe you over me? You've always been pathetic." Mom stepped in, her tone brittle. "Don't involve the cops. You'll ruin her life." I looked at her, the woman who taught me to apologize when others hurt me, the one who said silence kept peace, the one who never asked what it felt like to wake up in a hospital bed bleeding, blamed for someone else's actions. "You're right," I said finally, calm settling in like ice. "I won't call the police." "Good," I added, leaning closer. "I'll ruin her life myself." Nora flinched slightly. I smiled. "Don't worry, I won't touch you. I'll just tell the truth." They laughed. All three of them, like I'd delivered a punchline. "Go ahead," Dad sneered. "You've cried wolf too many times. No one will believe you." Mom clinked her glass with Nora's. "To family," she said, smirking. "Even when they're ungrateful." The sound lingered, echoing long after they left the room. That night I couldn't sleep. The crash replayed in my mind, the screech, the crunch, the silence, but this time I wasn't the one trapped in it. I saw Nora laughing behind the wheel, recording it, framing me. I opened my laptop. If the police wouldn't believe me, maybe her friends would. Maybe her boss. Maybe her fiancé. The man she bragged was too wealthy to care about drama. Over the next few days, I quietly gathered everything. Hospital records, timestamps, GPS logs from my car, and every text between us. This wasn't revenge, it was clarity. I began drafting a statement. Not for law enforcement but for the world. By the time I saved it, I didn't feel broken. I felt dangerous. They'd taught me how far people will go to protect their image, and I was ready to shatter it. I started with subtle cracks. An anonymous email to Nora's boss with a single photo. My wrecked car, her silver moon keychain on the passenger seat. No explanation. Just a timestamp. The subject line. Is this who represents your company? 2 days later, Nora stormed home furious, slamming her phone on the counter. Someone sent my boss a photo from your stupid accident. They think I did it. I looked up calm. Oh, that's terrible. Her eyes narrowed. You did this. Did what? I said softly. She muttered threats as she stormed off. But regret had already taken residence inside me long ago. The next step was easy. Mom's best friend Evelyn was planning her annual fundraiser. The one Mom loved to flaunt about. I sent Evelyn a message, prompting her to ask Mom why her perfect daughter was under investigation by her employer for falsifying statements. That evening I heard whispers in the living room. You need to fix this, Nora, Mom hissed. Maybe if you hadn't coddled her, she wouldn't be doing this, Nora snapped. Dad's voice cut through low and furious. Both of you enough. We'll ride this out. She's not brave enough to expose us. He was wrong. The next morning I carried a tray into the dining room. Not food but envelopes. One for each of them. What's this? Mom asked suspicious. I smiled. Proof. Fear began to flicker across their faces. You said I wouldn't call the police, I reminded them. You were right. I didn't. I slid my phone across the table. A video played. Dash cam footage showing someone slipping into the driver's seat. Long hair, pink jacket. Not me. Her. Nora's face went pale. That's edited, she whispered. Is it? I asked. Because the timestamps matched the GPS, the phone records, and the gas station security camera across the street. Dad rose. Turn that off. I leaned back. You wanted silence, remember? Don't call the cops. That was your rule. Mom's hands trembled. Where did you get this? The truth was always there. You just refused to see it. Nora pushed her chair back. So what now? You want me jailed? No, I said. I want you to live with what you did. Confused relief crossed her face until I pulled out one last envelope. This one's not for you, I said. Her fiancé. Her lips parted. You wouldn't. Oh, I would. Inside were dash cam stills, texts, hospital reports proving her lies. I told him everything. You didn't just frame me. You nearly killed me. He deserves to know who he's marrying. Her chair screeched as she stood screaming. You ruined me. I met her gaze, calm and final. No. You did that the night you left me bleeding on the road. She lunged like she might strike me. Dad caught her arm. Mom just sat, eyes dry but glassy. Then a faint ding from my phone. One message, we're done, Eric. Nora's face crumpled. She grabbed her purse and ran without another word. Mom whispered. What did you do? I told the truth, I said simply. Dad's voice was sharp. You've destroyed this family. I turned to him. Was there anything left to destroy? For the first time in years, I saw a flicker of fear behind his anger. I stood. They taught me one thing. Family doesn't protect you, it buries you. I dug myself out. Then I left. No shouting, no slammed doors. Just the sound of my cane tapping the floor. A reminder of the accident that started it all. 3 months later, a letter arrived. Nora was fired. Her fiancé moved overseas. Mom and Dad quietly sold the house and vanished. I didn't respond. I bought a small apartment near the lake and rebuilt my life piece by piece. Sometimes when I pass a mirror on a quiet road, I hear the echo of the crash. But now it doesn't make me flinch. It reminds me I survived because they clinked glasses while I sat numb. And every time I raise mine now, it's to my peace. To silence that finally belongs to me. To justice delivered by truth, not cops. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in the comments where you're watching this video from.